Here we are at stage 3 of the Formula One Italian Grand Prix. This is another stage where we need to do a bunch of drafting while not letting our opponents draft off of us very much. Now, I said I was going to talk about what the actual unit of measurement is for drafting, and you might find this pretty surprising. It's actually the Roman cubit. That's not a very common unit of measure, and it's basically a funny accident. There's no way they actually meant to do this, but the unit of measure is exactly 44.444 centimeters or 17.48 inches. And if you look that up, that is the common Roman cubit. So, every time you go 17.48 or 44.444 centimeters, it's counting as one unit. So even though the description says meters, nope. You are getting credited 2.25 meters for every meter that you travel. So, there you go. That's a funny little bit of information for you. So as you can see, I've already got a decent amount of drafting in. If you wanted to, really try, you probably could make it so they don't get any drafting off you at all. Like I said in stage 2, a big way to do that is don't drive where they drive. Like right now, if I stay on the far right, there's no way they're going to drive up there and draft off of me. However, going through a section like I'm about to go through, that's a lot harder to avoid, but we're talking 3 whole seconds. Not much to worry about there. Now, since I blew that corner, this will actually be no problem at all, because going into Parabolica, I can either be far left or far right, and in both situations, the bots won't draft off me. So here, if I stay really far left, well, I guess I'm trying awful hard. I decided I'd get out of the gas a bit and do some more drafting. I'm pretty sure these stages from now on are going to be full-length stages. And I've got piles of drafting to do, so it doesn't matter if I get in a whole bunch more. Now let's see if I get through this without having anyone. Nope, you got a little bit off me, 2/10. Oh well. Look how fast that counter moves. That's hilarious. Anyways, there you go. There's all my Roman cubits. And yeah, I don't think I have to worry about these guys getting much off of me. So yes, I filled my one requirement. So definitely this race is going to go all the way to the end. So I should be able to win this race without much of a problem, I imagine. Very short braking point here, as I'm sure you can tell. In fact, you could probably just lift for a little bit and instead of braking, but I'm used to braking there, so that's what I'm going to keep on doing. Same with this section. Distance marker on my right. Yeah, it's kind of the last one, and that's what I go with. And you just power through this. Again, there's a couple of funny sections where you can drive off track, and it's not off track at all. There's sections where other roads are intersecting the track, but these other roads aren't used in any of the 2 circuits we have. I shouldn't say that. Some of them might be from the junior course, but one of them definitely is not. Anyway. Doesn't really matter. I'm in 3rd place, and there is 2nd, and there is 1st. So obviously no trouble at all to win this race without having to do anything too crazy. And so far I only gave away 0.4 of a second. And that's not too bad. Russell's actually fairly fast. Mind you, I'm at minimum PR. I'm going to do the rest of this event. Ooh, boy. I'm going to do the rest of this event at minimum PR. I'm not going to overtune my car. Kind of tempting to with that instant servicing and all that, but it makes for better for guys who are trying to do this on minimum budget. You can see how hard it is or how easy it is. So far, it's been very easy. Not much to worry about. And yes, I know I'm being a little bit sloppy with some of that section there, but I'm not too worried right now. I'm going to have to probably reel that in pretty soon. I expect we're going to have some no off-track stages. We usually do. And usually there's a bit of grace, but there's no reason to really push it. Boy, that was really close to getting in trouble at Parabolica. I went too far right and then went too far left, almost. But not much of a difficult stage there. Car goes wild crazy when you go over the line. Okay, well, let's keep her rolling here. I like winning, get the maximum pay when you win, of course. More drafting. And with a time constraint. Oh yes, this stage. Okay. You see the bot in front of me? There's only one more after him, and that's where you have to get your drafting done, because there's no one else. So if you do this wrong, you're going to do it a second time. So that's the mistake I have to report to you. Get the drafting done off this guy, even though he's a snail, or you're just going to be wasting the rest of your time. So I already did this whole stage once, and you get to the end, and there is no one else to draft off, even though this guy is driving horrible. But it doesn't take long to get your Roman cubit drafting in. And pretty much done now. And of course the timer doesn't start. So now got a whole another lap to go. And that's fine. You can hone my skills a little bit. The problem with Parabolica in these cars is that you're quite far past the normal braking points. So there's not a lot of reference markers. I think I'm going to have to start taking more notice of the sand. There's sand that comes up, and that's I'm probably braking maybe 2 car lengths before it. I'm going to have to start noticing that. I actually didn't notice that till this moment, because in a lot of the other cars, I'm actually going by the distance markers, or by the kind of the red curb. It's not so much a curb, but there's a long red section at the entrance to Parabolica. So we'll see here. I'd like to have a more precise location for a braking point there. I do sometimes just brake by feel, but it's awful nice when you have reference points. Like coming up here, there's a sign on the right. Shortly after the last one is when I'm braking, but again, I guess that's kind of by feel. Here, I'm not braking till I'm pretty well in the corner. Slight tap, boom, back into it. And then for this section, after I go under the bridge, there's a distance marker on my right, and I brake very shortly. Again, kind of a quick tap, and there we go. Oh, that was considered all on track, even though I got airborne off of a curb. And again, you got to be careful when you get airborne in these cars, because you could take a violent turn. So that red section, that's usually what I'm using. Yeah, I can't really wait till I get to that sand. That'd be too late. But there you go. You can see not much trouble. Should have about 10 seconds left, maybe more. More. There we go. Zooming through all this, as you can see, I could be leveling up my driver and my principal, but I don't know that I'm going to do that. I'll make that decision later. I probably won't. Just because, oh sorry, I don't have a principal upgrade yet, or principal level up yet, but I could level up my driver if I wanted to. I don't know. I don't know that Charles needs it. Mr. Leclerc. And this one, again, it's one of these don't allow them to get a lot of drafting on you stages. This one has the added factor of not going off track. So now is where you get to see how generous it really is with the off-track points. Now, I didn't test this. If you guys have seen my other videos like this, you know that I talk about a hidden grace period. Oftentimes at this point, it would be a full second of off-track allowed. But I didn't test it. So someone else could maybe give that a shot. I never even thought of it, actually. I just decided I would keep it on track because there's really no reason to be going off track. So here, you'll see that's, yep, all that was actually, I was not being very aggressive at all right there. If you look at some of the top time trial guys, it would be pushed way, way, way more than that. And coming up to this chicane, I braked just at the tail end of the shade there. And that was a little bit closer, but again, not very much. And obviously I gave up 0.6 so far, but not much of an issue. Again, I don't know what, don't know what position I'm in here. Maybe it doesn't matter. I just like to know where I am in a race, you know, whether I'm in first or not. I guess it'll be obvious. When the names stop appearing, then I'll know. I'm giving up a little bit here because I wanted to draft a bit. Not much to worry about. Parabolica again. I know I haven't gotten this really great yet, and sometimes I'm having to get out of the throttle there so I don't go flying off into the gravel. I hate doing that, especially on a no off-track stage, but it's just such an easy stage. There's no reason to push it crazy because there you go. It's just an easy stage to pass. So let's see if they combine those two requirements going forward. And let's see here. This stage is kind of weird. I bought several tunings, as you can see. Again, I'm going with the minimum. But this stage is kind of strange because we're already on lap 0. Like, I had to double check this a couple of times. So I've got to finish this whole thing in less than 3 minutes and 19 seconds. And I have to start the second lap in 4th place. So just starting the first lap now. Well, okay, now. And I'm already in 1st place. So you've got to actually let them pass you. And I was thinking about this and I thought, well, there's no reason for me to get a huge lead and then wait for them to pass me, because what if they're really slow? So I'm going to pull over and let a few pass me. And then I'm going to push them. Because sometimes you can have fun if you get these guys to, if you push these guys into a group. Sometimes funny things happen, but I'd like to get them all grouped together so that all 4 of us finish really close together. That's kind of fun. But you just can't push so hard that you wreck somebody. So I'm going to start giving this guy a nice push. I want to push him right up to 2nd place, which I don't think will be very hard. Oh, he's not very good. He's already upset with how much I'm pushing him. Well, come on then, speed up. So you can see though, look at that. They're already getting side by side. Now, I hope they don't wreck. Okay, good. That would have been bad if they wrecked. But I need both of them to catch up to 1st place. And, well, that's kind of fun. Now I'm going to back off before I get to Parabolica. I don't want to shove them off into the sand. Or the gravel, I should say. Okay, here we go. Now the problem is, as I get him up to the 2nd place car, he's probably going to pull over to pass. Okay, there he goes. Well, now I can start pushing the 2nd place car. And as you can see, we're all gaining on 1st place. But wait a second. I've already started my last lap. My 2nd lap started in 4th place. Well, then I can win if I want to, I think. Yeah, I should be able to win if I want to. So I'm done playing with these guys. I'm just going to go win the race. Yeah, that's more fun. Get more earnings. Well, let's just see how much of a lead I can get here. Take it nice. Lots of time left on this clock. 1 minute 9, 1 minute 8. Oh, yeah. There's nothing to worry about here time-wise. And I'm pretty sure I could be a kilometer ahead by the time I finish my lap. Let's see. 1,000 meters. I think so. Well, yeah, you can drive there if you want to. I'm not so sure. Maybe I got a little bit generous in my guessing there. 6. So if he has to really brake for Parabolica, that's what will give me that advantage. You know what? I'm just going to throw the car sideways because I'm not going to get my 1 kilometer lead. And there you go. Pretty easy race, decent earnings here. And that's it for stage 3, and that's it for what I'm doing today because I've almost maxed out my $M earnings. So if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe. Here's the playlist link if you've missed anything, and another link. And thank you for joining me today. It'll be about another day till the next one's up.